G'day. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another little episode where I'll be talking about what's gone on in crypto news this week. Thank you for waiting, and yes, let's open the floor by anyone who took this morning from the community. I think we've got 1-to-1 now. I actually don't know. It must be pretty damn close. Looks pretty good. It's been a good week of trading. There's been some great opportunities. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my hands on all of them. I'll just quickly show you. You know, we've got where were we? Sushi. Check this out. Look at this little puppy. 16 now, I think. Yeah, look at that. What an absolute ripper. Many of you are in that. Who got that, by the way? Who's on this now that took that there trade? Because it's a great one. The other one that, look, I was on a call with Binance actually yesterday, and I was trying to raise the order and ask him some questions at the same time. But look at that. That's a good 5 or 6 to 1 there now as well. So, you know, another good week of opportunity. It's just whether or not you were able to be there at the time. I wasn't for all of them. I was there for that. 4.63 return on investment there. So pretty happy with that. I'm also really happy with the feedback I'm getting. Thank you so much for all of you that are in here doing our free Become a Trader course. If you haven't got it, it's absolutely free. 4 hours of content there, guys. Let me just, I'm not logged in. So yeah, it's a fantastic course. It's been really, really good and getting a lot of great feedback. So look, please feel free to share it in your groups, telling people about it. It helps us. It's a good thing to do for us. Very, very, very welcome. So what are the news items this week that I see as being important for our market? Of course, we've seen Bitcoin surge on again this week for a wonderfully large move, over 11% in that move. Look at that. We're actually sitting at 12.5% now on Bitcoin. A magnificent move on Bitcoin. We are overextended. There will be a pullback at some time. When? I don't know. But don't be scared of it. Just embrace it. Pullbacks offer opportunities for us to trade, and that's what I'm excited about, to get more opportunities, to get more Bitcoin trades on. That's my plan of attack anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So first things first, I thought this was really interesting. You know, you guys know that I like to look at these news items and get a bit of an idea as to what they might be saying and who they're speaking to. Now, this is Mexican billionaire Ricardo, I don't know. All right, 10% of liquid portfolio in Bitcoin. He has put 10% of his portfolio into Bitcoin. That's huge. This is one of the world's wealthiest men, someone who has a lot of influence, obviously, and he obviously has a real strong reason. What he said is, to start with Bitcoin, I share a video taken in a Latin country where banks throw away money when the banknotes become worthless. He says that it's why it is always good to diversify our investment portfolio. This is inflationary expropriation. Well, I haven't said that word for a long time. And obviously, you know, with a lot of these other countries out there, not so much where we are, well, I don't know where you are actually, not so much in Australia, but the deflationary currencies at the moment, with the overprinting, massive inflation in certain parts like Venezuela, I think it was. So there's been a lot going on out there. It's just really nice to see some different people that are in positive, you know, in big places, that are very, very smart, that are managing enormous amounts of money, also seeing the benefits in Bitcoin, and going as far as to say he put 10% of his wealth into Bitcoin is a huge thing for Bitcoin. The other thing to consider is how many other people are watching this that are in a similar position and going, well, hey, old mate over here's done it. Maybe we should be looking at that. Family offices entering into the space and a lot more going on. So we'll see, as you can see here, Uncle Ricardo, in addition to Bitcoin, would you recommend any other cryptos, for example, Ethereum? Now, this is the big question that's coming up at the moment. When moon, when alt season, all this sort of stuff is coming through. We've definitely hit 1-to-1 now on that trade. Excellent. You know, and realistically, what we tend to see is we see Bitcoin take off, and then alts tend to move after that that initial first move. So let's see how we go. We have seen some good moves. XRP started moving. Ethereum's done a little bit, but Bitcoin has dominated. Yearn has also done very, very well. But as far as a major alt run, I don't think we've seen the beginning of it yet. We'll have to wait and see how we go. But once again, a nice positive piece of news out there. Another billionaire who's been talking is Mike Novogratz. Now, many of you will know Mike Novogratz as a very passionate Bitcoin bull. He's obviously been talking about Bitcoin for a very long time and been investing it for a very long time. We've got some celebrities coming in. This chick from Game of Thrones, I don't know which one she is, but she was asking about Bitcoin. Now, that tweet generated a huge amount of interest on Twitter during the week, with Elon Musk even weighing into that conversation. Now, when we get people like Novogratz, which we already know is a Bitcoin bull, we get these celebrities with massive followings talking about Bitcoin again. We've got PayPal there that have given us, or given the world, easier access to get into crypto, to get in and buy Bitcoin. It's all starting to come together. It really is all starting to come together. We haven't seen the Google trends shift to what they were like in 2017. If you recall, there was that, when we saw that parabolic move on Bitcoin up to 20,000, the search rankings on Google for crypto were enormous. And we're just not seeing that, sorry, Bitcoin, not crypto, but Bitcoin. We're just not seeing that at the moment. We're seeing good, steady, strong growth in Bitcoin, and it's very, very nice to see. Now, Mr. Novogratz is saying that it'll hit $65,000. I totally agree with him. When? Well, sooner rather than later, I hope. Be nice to get through a good period up to Christmas, and then maybe a Christmas consolidation, please, because I'd like to take a little bit of time off and have a bit of a breather. So there you go. As you can see here, this is the tweet that came out. We've got, should I go long on Bitcoin? When I saw it, it was swinging much more towards yes. Unfortunately, 53.4% of the population that are watching and listening and being involved in this don't know about Bitcoin. But still, it's a very high percentage of people that are still saying, yes, go ahead and get there. Now, this is quite funny. The actor took a poll on Twitter on whether she should buy Bitcoin, the world's most popular cryptocurrency. Novogratz responded by saying he expected the price to hit 20,000 before getting to 65,000. Wow, that is mind-blowing. 9 comes before 10. 10 is before 11. 20,000 is before 65,000. Mike, this guy is on fire. Woo, what a brain. But yeah, it's obvious that he's talking about it getting through 20,000 and pushing on to 65. And wouldn't that be a lovely thing to see? So again, more bullishness in mainstream, more bullishness across celebrities. Remember when we had what did they have? What's his name? Floyd Mayweather and that DJ that needs a treadmill. And there's a bunch of others that were out there saying, I'm doing this crypto. I used to go boom. Same sort of thing going on there at the moment, but in a much quieter arena, I'd say. Deutsche Bank says investors increasingly prefer Bitcoin over gold as inflation hedge, and this is going to upset Peter Schiff, but I could give a shit. Yeah, not bothered. Of course, there is a finite amount of Bitcoin, and everyone knows about gold. It's already a big market. It's going to require an awful lot flowing into gold, and I'm not suggesting that gold won't go higher. I mean, it is still a good hedge asset for equities and global turmoil. But so is Bitcoin, and people are starting to see the returns that Bitcoin is delivering. And I suggest and I suspect that when we do see this pullback on Bitcoin, I think we're going to see a lot of money come in, because if they're like me, and I think many of them probably are in the way they think in terms of when you're looking to buy an investment, you don't necessarily want to buy it when it's extended. I prefer to wait for a pullback. There will be a pullback. Even if the pullback ends up being higher than the price now, it's just peace of mind. It's just good, wise buying and investing. That's the way I look at it. So after the pullback, I suspect we'll probably see a lot of new players come in, new institutional money. Deutsche Bank, this is an article that's come up. There's also talk out there of some other investment banks that are now putting together products and trying to get a hold of a lot of Bitcoin so they can create their own products around that as well. Can't name any names. Deutsche Bank is one of them here at DIA. You can see it. So we're seeing that coming into the space as well. Those institutions are looking to find ways to make money for themselves, and that's what they like to do. On that point as well, I'm not sure how long you've been listening to my podcast, the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. But I was talking about that back in 18 when I started the show, that the bankers will come. The only reason that they weren't there and they were, talking badly of it initially was because they just didn't have a way to make money off of it. For those guys, if they see money leaving equities and bonds and gold and all their products that they've got, well, that's money out of their pocket, no more bonuses, share prices dropping, it's not good for them. So naturally, they're going to say everything's crap until they get a product on it, and now they're starting to come out. And as you can see, Deutsche Bank doing exactly the same things. This is the interesting part. There seems to be an increasing demand to use Bitcoin, where gold used to be used to hedge dollar risk, inflation and other things. Now, what that says to me is increasing demand. Now, when it comes down to it, there's only two things that you can do in a market. You can buy and you can sell. And that's it. And that's why I try and put things into a simple decision-making process with checklists. It really is down to making decisions whether you're going to buy or sell. Anything else that's on your charts that's not helping you to make those decisions, you should just get rid of, because it's a completely pointless exercise. It will not help you to get to the outcome that you're trying to get to. Now, with that in mind, of course, markets are based, and price movements based on supply and demand. As we see, we know, we're here, we're watching it. As we see Bitcoin's demand grow, we know supply is also shrinking. The halving was not very long ago. Remember that back in May, I think it was. We're starting to see the move coming from the back of that, as often it does occur. So we know it's harder to mine it. We know that there's not a lot that is still out there that are lost. We know there is only 21 million Bitcoin that will be around ever. It's a supply and demand thing, where as we see more banks, more billionaires, more investors, more mainstream coming into the space, we got a real tinderbox for an explosion of price to the upside. Now, if you look here are the numbers that make sense to these people. 22% for gold and 144% for Bitcoin. We know we're in the right place. Scaramucci. That was my Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know where that came from, but it was organic and it felt good. So, 9.2 billion SkyBridge may seek exposure to digital assets. Let's dig into this a little bit here. SkyBridge Capital, rightio. That is a fund, the Mooch. Imagine having a nickname, the Mooch. As long as it's not, I guess Moo's better than a G at the front, right? We know that these people are coming into it. And we're looking here, this is an investment fund that's looking to get access to digital assets, to cryptocurrency. Why? Pretty bloody obvious, isn't it? There's money to be made in these markets. The way that they're going to do it, well, they have to buy Bitcoin. If you want to hold it, that's pretty much the only way to get Bitcoin, right? You got to buy it. Or are they going to start to invest into infrastructure companies and funds and whatnot? Or how are they going to put their money out there? I don't know that, but I'm sure, because this is the term, digital assets. We do know that there is a lot of VC money coming into a lot of these DeFi projects that have been, well, this year been pretty popular, right? And there's plenty more out there to come to market as well. So it'll be interesting to see the allocation and how they work that capital, and if they actually go ahead with it. Do keep in mind, it says may, okay? May seek exposure. Again, another high-profile person with a lot of money at his fingertips talking about the possibility of moving into our space. Can only be seen as a bullish piece of news. Now, by the way, before you say it, all I've got here is bullish information. What about the bearish side? At the moment, I don't really see too much of a rumbling in the background about a bear market. We've had a long time building, growing, and the space evolving. Now we're in a bull market. We are in a very, very strong market, and this is akin to 2017. Pullbacks, absolutely. We will see those. They'll be part of it. And don't lose your bananas, all right? Manage your risk and be aware that it's likely to occur. Trying to sell at the top and buy at the bottom, that can be difficult. But I tell you what, having an understanding for how to read a chart is definitely going to help, especially on the buying back in part as well. Survey of millionaires. So again, I'm talking to audience here. I'm talking to the collective of retail people like us here. Okay, just us. What we're looking at here is that survey of millionaires find 73% own or want to invest in crypto. Now, I've got a few mates that have done very well also, and I've been hosting a lot of conversations with these people about this. Okay, a lot of stuff about how do we get into the space, what do we go about it. A lot of them are pretty nervous about KYC and whatnot, so see how we go with that. They've got to do it, but there's a lot more interest in those higher echelons, and usually people will follow into that. People like this speak to each other, and we'll continue to see this grow. Little quote taken from here, of course, that 125% move so far this year. As the survey shows, this impressive performance is drawing the attention of wealthy investors who increasingly understand that digital currencies are the future of money and they don't want to be left in the past. This comes back also to a lot more custody related projects and options, so that they don't have to do it the clunky, hard, bit scary way. They can do it through having it through a bank or different institutions that will hold their assets, look after them, and have those insured as well. So guys, we have a wonderful array of bullish news out this week. Not only bullish news, but bullish price. It's looking bloody good. I hope you're a part of it. I hope you're doing well. And if you haven't got ahead and got yourself that free course, then I suggest you do. Okay? Go get it. Go enjoy it. You got a weekend coming up. Finish the bloody thing, because if you don't finish it, well, there's not much point, is there? It's 4 hours. Get stuck in. Plow through that and make it happen. Guys, for another week, I hope you're well. Okay? Call your mates. Check that they're okay. If you're not feeling good, just take a break sometimes. There's nothing wrong with taking some time out, and have a fantastic weekend. Christmas is upon us, and the festive season is very, very close indeed. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic day, guys. I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.